great audition stories from when you were auditioning for your roles? Go ahead, Kenton.
So my audition, I didn't dance before the show, so what you see is what you get now. But they're like, so can you do any cool tricks? I'm like, oh, I can do a handstand if I go against the wall. They're like, oh, okay. So as I'm going into the handstand, my head slams into the wall, and I actually blacked out for a good 5 seconds. So I mean, like seriously, like the girl who was in the room for me, I feel so bad for her. She actually told me, and later she's like, I thought they were just gonna like cut the entire like series just right there. Because like everybody was like, do you need ambulance? And I'm like, no, I'm okay. It was like a Raven moment at that point. But that's my best audition story.
Maybe they felt bad for you, that's why they gave you the role. Rob.
They gave it to you.
Well, you blocked out, so.
But did you guys like it?
Story was having to go in with Zendaya. We went in and they asked us to dance. We had never met each other before, maybe like small highs and buys. We went in there and we did like a dance that looked like it was choreographed. We were doing all this little head thing. We were like standing back and forth. It looked like we had been dancing together our whole life, so it was like magic.
I think the chemistry is what makes it a really fun audition experience. When we first met, we actually came up with a handshake first. I'm just saying, just put it out there.
Everybody started copying us, okay? Don't get crazy.
Now we gotta see your handshake.
I don't even remember it anymore. It was like, No. Okay, hold on. We gotta get up here too.
We're getting up too.
I think so.
Do you guys do stretches or calisthenics or anything before you do this?
Boom! That's done. Okay, we're
That's
done.
it.
Yes.
And then they took that and they built about a 5-minute routine with this.
Yeah.
I think they just made that up.
I think so too.
It's like 2 seconds long.
Let's see, audition stories. I think my audition for the show when I got to go in for all of Disney, it was really cool because you know, it was like a whole professional environment, and I was like reading my script, preparing, and then you know Bella's presenting the great. Hey guys, how are you? And then it was the funniest thing because Bella was like the biggest firecracker I've ever seen, and then when she would go in the when she would go in the room, she would be like, hi guys. And it was like the most professional thing, and she would just go back and forth. I got scared for a second.
So guys, obviously Shake It Up wouldn't be a huge success without the fans, like you said before. What do your fans mean to you?
Everything.
We love you guys!
Fans, they mean shake it up. I think without you guys, we couldn't be living our dreams. We couldn't be doing what we've always dreamed of doing. We couldn't be doing what we love to do. So the fact that we're here right now talking to all of you, we just want to thank you. Thank you so much.
Because that sounds like exactly the kind of thing that you're supposed to say. But we spent the day yesterday at Disneyland, and every 10 feet that we walked, some fan came up to one of these guys, "Can I have your autograph? Could I say hello? Could I take a picture?" And without batting an eye, they stopped whatever they were doing every 10 feet and hugged every kid and signed every autograph and loved every minute of it. So when they say they love you, I wanted to move on to the rides.
I'm like, come on!
Come on!
You and Daniels were like, come on, can we get to Space Mountain?
Rob's going on single rider. All right, so guys, so Rob, as the executive producer of the show, describe a typical week on Shake It Up.
Oh, wow. I don't think there is a typical week on Shake It Up because every week is unique and different. And we start on Wednesdays with table read. Actually, with a production meeting where all the writers and producers and all the department heads get together and talk about what we're going to need, because there's so much more than you see goes into this show. It's what is Rosario going to do with the dance? What is the art department going to do to make that look? What is the amazing wardrobe department going to do to create these costumes? So we talk about all that stuff, And then these guys show up and they bring a script that the writers have worked on for weeks and weeks, and all of a sudden the words come out of their mouth and they bring it to life. And all of a sudden you're like thinking, well, I hope that's funny, and then you hear it and you're like, that's really funny. Because these guys, they just bring so much life to the show, and we hear it for the first time. And based on that, not everything is perfect. Sometimes the writing isn't right, sometimes the performances aren't right, sometimes the story doesn't make as much sense as we thought, and we tweak it throughout the week. We see rehearsal on Thursday, and we make more changes, and we see a rehearsal on Friday, and then we make some more changes.
That was to you, Ed.
For everybody. And then on Monday, we come back after the weekend, and that's like the hardest thing, I think, for you guys, because you go out and you do your stuff, and you do events like this, and meet your fans, and do all these things, and then you got to get in front of the camera and remember everything we did. We always talk about that. And we shoot some on Monday, and then the audience comes on Tuesday, and I'm just always blown away by what these guys do. And the cameras are on, and the audience is there. They hit their marks, they do their lines, they're funny, they're dancing all the time. Oh yeah, well.
We did the march.
And then on Wednesday morning, we start all over again.
Yeah. That for this entire cast. We love every second because we love being able to perform for you guys. We're gonna get to do that later.
So is that the hardest part, going through the changes for you guys as actors?
Yeah, like, especially playing like the Hessen Heifers, you know? Like, it's hard enough to pull up the accent every day, so.
It's hard for me to use my pants every week. Those things are tight. I cannot have one stray donut that I don't budget time for.
So let's talk about the Hessen Heifers real quick. Coming up with the accent, obviously the crazy costumes, they're a fan favorite too.
Well, okay, we don't have a handshake, but can we do our little Hessen Heifer pose?
Yes! Alright, I know you all have been waiting for this. Here we go.
Hey, Gunther!
We're done seeing God.
Und wir, die Hessen Heifers! I love you too!
So guys, you're all at Disneyland last night, like Rob said. It's great that you're all so supportive of each other. Now, is it like a group of friends that you just happen to work with, a hit show all together? So should we open this question up? What's going on up here? No. Because now, see, when we do this in the studio, it's different. You can get away with that. But when you're out in front of people and you're laughing, everybody wants to know what you're laughing about.
Okay, honestly,
Go ahead.
Roshon is the most random person you will ever meet. And I mean, we'll just be doing a scene. It'll be the most intense scene we've ever done. And out of nowhere, Roshon just goes, like what?
Like right
What
here,
just happened? See, when you rehearse a line over and over again, you gotta keep it fresh. You know what I'm saying? You gotta keep it real fresh. So out of nowhere, a nice sound effect might be appropriate. Just saying. Right, Adam?
All right, well, let's open this up to the fans. If you guys have questions for the cast of Shake It Up, go ahead and raise your hands as high as we can see, and we'll go ahead and take some questions. That's lots of questions. All right, let's go right here in the fourth row. What's your name?
Alyssa,
Alyssa, what's your question for the cast of Shake It Up?
this is for Zendaya. If you could choose anyone to guest star on the show, who would you choose?
Good question.
Really tough. I'd say I have two people. One, Raven Simone, she was on That's the Raven. She's super cool, and I've got to meet her in person. She's super sweet and she's hilarious. And also, like, my dream star coming on the show would be like Beyonce or something. That'd be show us some of the moves.
What about anybody else? Just give a quick name.
Oh, this is for Bella. Do you have any pets? Yes, I have a wolf. And I have two cats, and he is a real wolf, no joke.
What's his name?
Voodoo. My father named him.
So
And he's really cute.
why a wolf though? Like, well, it's not a dog. Dogs are not cool enough. A wolf.
Probably because my dad and my mom, they've always been like in love with like wolves and stuff. And my father one day called us on the phone. He was like, by the way, I just got a cub. We were like, a goat? And he was like,
Like a
yeah,
bear.
like a little wolf. And we were like, oh, that's funny. He brought him up the next day, and he's like this big. So his head is so big, and his hands are so big that he kind of wobbles around like this. So he couldn't really walk, and it was just funny saying we used to put him in clothes. He didn't really like them very much.
All right, so you want to go over here? Right here? What's your name and what's your question?
How long, to everyone, how long does it take to learn the dance moves?
Good question.
About a week, sometimes an hour. No, I mean, I'm serious. Sometimes, like this past week, we actually had to learn 2 dances. So we learned the dance for, or 3 dances. We had to learn the dance for today, which you guys will get to see. Woo woo. And then we had to learn the dance for this episode. So, you know, we basically had the budget time where Sarah had to figure out how are we going to learn so many dances within 1 week. But we usually have 1 dance a week, and these girls do it all the time, and they're very professional, so I think you guys should give them another round of applause.
All right, we have time for one more question to the audience. Let's go over here on this side. What's your name and what's your question?
My name's Marilyn, and this question's for Davis. When you're not acting, what do you like to do for fun?
Besides cause trouble. Besides cause trouble.
And Bird, he's awesome. His name is Rio, like the movie. He's awesome.
Bird.
Yeah, and we all do this during lunch sometimes. We'll go up to my room and we'll play PS3. Yeah, and I like to skateboard a lot too. That's fun too. So, yeah.
He also enjoys reading and math.
And I enjoy eating healthy snacks like celery.
All right, well, we have a surprise for you. Of course, season 2 of Shake It Up is getting ready to premiere. And Rob, you want to tell us a little bit about what to expect for season 2? Yes, you.
Oh, I didn't hear the question.
Yeah.
I can't imagine that anyone here is interested in anything else I have to say.
You're actually pretty funny.
Look at these guys. What was the question?
Season 2, you want to tell us about season 2? What can we expect in season 2?
Oh my God, we have so much great stuff, starting with a 1-hour big, huge event episode, which is going to... I'm asking you guys, because I don't want to say it. I thought it was the best one that we had ever done. It is so exciting. There's so much great stuff in there. You guys are hilarious. And it premieres September 18th on the Disney Channel on Sunday night at 8. And it is jam-packed full of great stuff. We have so many funny stories coming up with Gunther and Tinka. Yay! Has great stuff that he's doing with his friend Henry, right? Are we gonna see some of that today, maybe? These girls, they get involved with some guys here and there. Oh, a little bit. And Roshon is doing something new this year. He's going to be rapping a little bit on the show, which is exciting. And Adam is just, he's just funny all the time. So we don't have to write much for him. But there's a lot of great stories coming up and a lot of different, as the cast is growing and maturing, I feel like we're doing different kinds of stories and it just gets more and more interesting every week. So.
Everybody pause for Davis's shoe.
Davis will try his shoe.
Double knot, people.
All right, and you brought a surprise for us today, right, Rob?
Yes.
You want to tell us about what we're getting ready to see?
Oh, well, we're going to see an episode, right? Well, you guys are the very first to ever see this episode. I don't know if you guys have seen it, have you? You're going to be watching this for the first time. And this is an episode that's going to air on Halloween, right? It's kind of self-explanatory, but the girls have a few surprises in the episode. So there's not much to set up other than it's great, and I hope you guys enjoy it. It'll be fun to watch you watching